Good afternoon and welcome to Chargers Outside Zone. I'm Chuck.
I'm Thomas, and welcome to my mock draft.
Only one this year, and so I'm sure it's a banger.
Like everyone else's.
Like every other mock draft, we guarantee that this one is
Flawless.
no worse or no better than all the other ones out there. We did just do this ahead of turning on all the equipment and some interesting things, and pretty excited to let everybody see it.
Yes.
Sound like a plan?
Yes.
All right. Just as a reminder, this is a father-son hobby. We focus on team building for the Los Angeles Chargers. We are not experts. No gambling or betting talk. Very timely with the events of last week.
Yes.
We don't want to get suspended. And we do our best to...
we have to worry about that.
Probably not. And we do everything we can to stay away from hot takes.
But there's going to be some spiciness in this.
Might be a little spiciness here or there in this mock draft. Let's see if we can get your microphone a little bit closer,
Yes.
or at least. All right, maybe at least you can talk into it.
Yes.
But, with that, we'll get started.
There's going to be some spiciness in this draft.
Yeah, please disregard the 2022 NFL Draft, Thomas Mock Draft 1.2. Whoever's doing the pre-production on these slides is terrible at their job.
You're just fine. Don't worry about it.
All right, and at number 1, the Carolina Panthers take quarterback Bryce Young out of Alabama.
Bryce Young out of Alabama. You know, he's the one that most people think right now should go number 1.
Yeah, and the only question is size.
The only question is size.
And so hopefully Frank Reich and his staff put together an offense and an offensive line that...
But the offensive lineman that they drafted last year, Sticky Icky, it was pretty good last year, I think.
Did well, but just, moving forward, design the offense, protect him, keep him upright, limit the number of hits, get the ball out of his hand. Nothing wrong with that. You ready to move on to number 2? At number 2, you have the Texans taking quarterback C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State.
Yes, they need a quarterback. There's been talk about them not taking a quarterback.
Maybe going defense.
Maybe trading out.
But you have them sticking here and picking a quarterback.
Because you need a quarterback to start your franchise. Right,
and a lot of people have said, DeMeco Ryans has signed a 6-year contract. He has multiple chances at quarterbacks. If for whatever reason C.J. Stroud doesn't work out, then then he'll get a second shot at a quarterback. But quarterbacks going 1-2. Let's go to number 3, and there's a trade here.
Trade alert.
Trade alert.
I don't know if we.
So it looks like the Colts have moved up to number 3. I'm guessing to block somebody else.
Yes.
And the Colts select quarterback Anthony Richardson out of Florida.
He's the most like the quarterback that the head coach had in Philly.
Lots of tools, lots of athletic ability, and we'll see if Shane Steichen can make the most out of it.
That now has a 5-year contract.
It'll be a 4-year. The coach or the quarterback?
The quarterback.
Well, the quarterback here would be a 4-year contract with the 5th-year option. If he's successful, they'll sign him after the 3rd year.
I'm comparing.
Yeah. Okay.
Who he had before.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Jalen just signed his contract, 5 years, $255 million. My apologies. I missed the uptake on that one.
I'm trying.
I got you. Yeah, you're fine. I misunderstood what you were saying. Let's move on to number 4. Let's get clicking on some of these. At number 4, the Cardinals take edge Will Anderson Jr. out of Alabama, first defensive player off the board.
Yes.
Cardinals need talent. They pick up picks from the Colts. And,
Cardinals also need a replacement of J.J. Watt.
Yeah, somebody on the line to get pressure on the quarterback. Will
Yes.
Anderson seems to be that guy. At number 5, the Seahawks take cornerback Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois.
Yes.
And add to a talented defense.
Just add.
A talented defensive backfield with Tariq Woolen and some other pieces there.
Just adding talent.
Yeah.
This pick is.
Yeah, we might have to take a look at this because the later Seahawks pick may have a little bit of conflict, but we'll get there. No worries.
Yes.
Like we said, this one is just as bad as everyone else's. At number 6, the Lions take cornerback Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. Obviously, they're retooling their defensive backfield. They've signed some people, but with a talent like Christian Gonzalez on the board, kind of have to take him, right?
Kind of have to.
At number 7, the Raiders get their quarterback of the future, Will Levis, out of Kentucky,
Yes.
to learn underneath Jimmy Garoppolo and be guided by that amazing head coach, Josh McDaniels.
Yes.
Should be stellar. Will should have no issues whatsoever.
I'm very concerned.
For his future?
That is his future. I'm very concerned. But he's a good prospect.
You did it to him. So at number 8, the Falcons take Jalen Carter, staying in Georgia. Not sure if that's good for the player, but that's where he goes in the draft.
I mean, if he's there at 8,
The Falcons need talent.
He's
talented.
Falcons need talent. He's talented.
At number 9, the Bears take offensive tackle Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. Second pick here, staying in the same location as they went to college. Maybe not as much drama here with Peter staying in the Chicago area.
I think they need offensive line.
Yeah, and I think the Bears are a team that can take on a Skoronski and try to play him at tackle, and if he doesn't work out there, shift him to guard. They need talent. He's talented. At number 10, the Eagles select running back Bijan Robinson out of Texas.
Yes. Now, running backs are very, very iffy, usually. But this is the most talented running back we've ever seen, other than the Giants running back.
I think, the Eagles are a team that just played in the Super Bowl, as everybody knows. They have moved on from Miles Sanders. Kind of a luxury pick for them. If any team can spend this high of a pick on a running back and it not get, blasted in the NFL Twitterverse, then the Eagles are that team, right?
Yes.
So good fit for Bijan and Jalen Hurts and to keep that offense fresh.
And it's to lessen the running of
if you can
Jalen Hurts and expand his career a little bit.
Well, I mean, you just invested a lot of money in Jalen Hurts, so anything to keep him from getting hit is a good
injured
thing.
and hit. It's a good thing.
All right. Pick number 11. A little bit of a surprise here for me. Quarterback Hendon Hooker out of Tennessee.
Yes.
Stays in the state.
Yes. Now, Tannehill's still there.
You play Ryan Tannehill for 2023.
year.
You let Hendon Hooker heal.
learn
the
him.
offense, step in next year ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll buy it. At number 12, Texans select wide receiver Jackson Smith and Jigba, Ohio State.
Yes.
Drafting 2 Ohio State players in the first round. Keeping that tandem together. They've played together the last 2 years.
Sound very familiar.
Yeah, it's similar to a Burrow Chase. Not thinking of the other one at the moment, but
Hurts,
Hurts and Devonta Smith. Yeah, that's
Waddle
and Tua. So yeah,
Tua.
Why not have Stroud and JSN together in Houston with Robert Woods and maybe build something there on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
All right, number 13, trade alert. Packers are making the Jets pick here at number 13.
Yes.
We finally get the Aaron Rodgers trade behind us on draft night.
Yes.
And we put all that to bed, and then the Jets have an Aaron Rodgers problem. The Packers no longer have as big an Aaron Rodgers problem, but I'm sure they carry over some dead money.
Yes.
But here at number 13, the Packers take tight end Dalton Kincaid out of Utah.
Yes. It's to help Jordan Love.
I think also Robert Tonyan has moved on to Chicago.
Yes.
So probably in need of a tight end.
Yes.
And Dalton Kincaid
is
that
tight
guy.
end.
At number 14, the Patriots take wide receiver Quentin Johnston out of TCU, adding some speed there in New England. Hopefully it's not where, this wide receiver goes to not catch passes.
Yes.
Wish him the best. Not necessarily the Patriots, but the player. The Packers are back on the board 2 picks later from when they selected Dalton Kincaid, and this time they add more playmakers for Jordan Love.
Yes.
Wide receiver Jordan Addison out of USC. I know you spoke on the last podcast. You would like Addison to be a Charger, but here you have him off the board.
Yes.
Probably too talented for the Packers to pass up. Add him to the room with Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs.
Yes.
Alan Lazard's out of there. Not that Jordan Addison is a 1-for-1 replacement for Lazard, but adding receiver talent to the Packers.
Very young group, very young nucleus.
Definitely should be together for a little while. All right, at number 16, another trade. Here you have the Lions trading up 2 picks with the Commanders to get edge Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. I'm assuming the Lions were probably not worried that the Steelers were going to take Tyree Wilson, but probably trying to get up there to go ahead and select him since he's still on the board, maybe competing with some other teams later in the first round. But you have Tyree Wilson. I've seen him go as high as 5
to get a edge rusher on the other side of your second overall pick.
Yeah.
And just have that tandem crash on the quarterback.
Yeah, and then
for many years to come.
Yeah, having Aiden Hutchinson, Tyree Wilson, and Houston, 3-headed monster at edge would be really good for the Lions and really scary for the rest of the NFC North. At 17, the Steelers take offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State.
To protect Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, this would be plug and play for them at left tackle, replacing Dan Moore. And yeah, I think a lot of Steelers fans and
move on.
And Kenny Pickett might be happy getting a top flight talent like Paris Johnson Jr. So let's see.
Yes.
Number 18, the Commanders take cornerback Joey Porter Jr. at Penn State. Joey Porter Jr. coming off the board 1 pick after the Steelers, but I in looking at this, if there's one guy to bump Porter out of the Steelers taking him, it would be a Paris Johnson Jr. The Commanders upgrade their defensive backfield
Yes.
with the Penn State talent. The Buccaneers take then cornerback Deontay Banks out of Maryland. I think the Buccaneers have lost a couple pieces in free agency.
And one wants to trade.
Yeah, so Deontay Banks seems like a decent fit, as good as anybody at this point in the draft. And here's where Seahawks taking safety Brian Branch. We had Devin Witherspoon and Branch kind of hitting the Seahawks in the same draft. Maybe both of those are slot capable, or maybe Pete has a plan. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, moving on to pick 21. The Dolphins forfeited it.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Good for them.
And the
pick is
Los
nobody.
Angeles Chargers at number 21, you have them taking wide receiver Zay Flowers out of Boston College.
It's another weapon for Justin Herbert.
With Jordan Addison off the board, Dalton Kincaid off the board, both of them being Packers at this point. This is probably the best route running wide receiver still in play.
Yes.
And would be a welcome addition to the Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver room for sure. So I like the pick. At number 22, the Ravens take edge Lucas Van Ness. I think this is all about Van Ness dropping.
Yes.
And the Ravens needing...
Usually pick really good, so...
Yeah. Probably best player available at this point. And so the Ravens go ahead and go ahead and grab him.
Yeah.
At 23, the Vikings take defensive interior Brian Brzee out of Clemson. Now, there's been some injury history there. Some people looking at the production, and is he a first rounder? In your mock draft, you have the Vikings saying, yes, he is a first rounder.
Yes.
24, the Jaguars take offensive tackle Darnell Wright at Tennessee.
It's just
Too good to pass up.
too good to pass up for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, when you have Trevor Lawrence and Darnell Wright is on the board at pick 24, that might be difficult to walk away from.
Yes.
And I think they did lose Jawan Taylor in free agency, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right, the Giants add to their offense with tight end Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame.
It's just another weapon.
Yeah, Danny Dimes probably needs as much as he
Daniel
can get.
Jones.
And there's probably not a wide receiver that's intriguing at this point. So they'll have to look wide receiver later in the draft and go tight end here. I get it. 26, the Cowboys with Bijan off the board. Jerry's committed to taking a running back. Goes out and grabs Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got no more Ezekiel Elliott. Tony Pollard is down with an injury. So here's his running back
Of the future.
coming in to save the day for the Cowboys.
Whoa. Go Cowboys.
What a great story.
What a great story.
I wish all the best to Jahmyr Gibbs wherever he lands, but obviously not a Cowboys fan. All right, number 27, the Bills. They take edge Miles Murphy out of Clemson.
Yes.
I think this is similar to that Lucas Van Ness, Darnell Wright. The Bills rotate defense so much that Miles Murphy's on the board. Let's just keep adding to that defensive line.
Yes. Let's just keep on adding.
At number 28, you have the Bengals taking offensive tackle Dawan Jones out of Ohio State.
It's
Bengals
to
signed
protect Joe Burrow.
and the Bengals went out and signed Orlando Brown Jr. in this offseason. Not sure what they're going to do with Jonah Williams. Dawan Jones is a right tackle capable, and you would have two massive human beings
Two bodyguards, basically.
protecting Joe Burrow. So I like if I was a Bengals fan, I'd like the pick. At number 29, the Saints, they take cornerback Emmanuel Forbes out of Mississippi State. Not really sure directionally where Saints are going to head with this pick.
Yeah, they just wanted a first round pick for their head coach.
Yeah. This is the Sean Payton pick. Got it. At number 31, the Eagles, they go ahead and take a guard because they can. They're the Eagles. They draft well, and so they're going to add guard Osiris Torrance out of Florida. They lost Isaac Seumalo in free agency. Jason Kelsey, is getting older, so adding the best guard in the draft seems like a very Eagles thing to do.
Yes.
And at number 32 or 31 or however this number, the Chiefs select defensive interior Kalijah Cansey out of Pitt.
Yes.
Obviously an undersized defensive interior guy, but once again,
pass rush.
Does it really matter who the Chiefs pick?
No.
I mean, they just add talented players because if they hit or they miss, Patrick Mahomes is there and Jason Kelsey and
Patrick Mahomes.
If you hit big on Kalijah Cansey as the Chiefs, then that can reap a lot of rewards. But if you miss, it's not the end of the franchise. So it makes sense. I like the mock draft.
Yes.
I like the trades that you threw in. Quarterback at the top there. You see some edge talent fall. You see some tackles fall. You probably have wide receivers a little bit higher than some people. But like we said at the start, it's just as terrible as every other mock draft. So congratulations.
Yes. This isn't my first mock draft. Rodeo.
Yeah, apparently you did one last year. A mock draft 1.2.
Yeah.
According to the slides here.
Yeah.
So, good on you.
Kind of out of date.
All right. So then, just wanted to, while we have a little bit of time here, ask you, or we're going to give each one of our what we want to see during or out of the 2023 NFL draft. So if there was one or two things that you would like to see, give me one first, and then I'll give you mine, and then I'll let you finish us out with the second thing that you would like to see.
So I would like to see Alabama go for it.
So you want to see Bryce Young off the board at number 1, followed by the Texans or any team taking Will Anderson.
Yes.
And that's probably because Alabama has never had a number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
And thinking that Bryce Young is going to be that guy and just for the heck of it, see Will Anderson go number 2.
Yes. Just for the heck of it. Yeah.
Well, the thing I want to see out of the draft, and it probably comes from too much Madden, too much franchise building and chaos theory associated with football. I want to see the Colts stay at number 4.
Yeah.
I want to see the Colts take best player available other than a quarterback.
Okay.
And then shortly after the draft, I want to see the Colts extend an offer to Lamar Jackson that the Ravens cannot match.
Okay.
And give up their 2024 and 2025 first-round picks. I want to see Lamar Jackson in a Colts uniform. I think that would be great fun.
Well, they have a running back.
Yeah, you would put Lamar with Jonathan Taylor. That would be nice. Maybe later in this draft they could continue to add to that wide receiver core. They have some pieces on defense, but you would have Shane Steichen out of the, all those things that we said about why Anthony Richardson would be great to be picked by the Colts. Well, you just say all those same things again, but
About
now it's Lamar Jackson, former MVP in the NFL. So pairing up Shane Steichen, Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, and I think it would be awesome.
Yes.
All right. What other thing would you like to see out of the draft?
I would like to see this Aaron Rodgers thing. Poof.
You
Go
want it-
away.
Well, in your mock draft, you have it finalizing. That doesn't mean it'll happen in real life. But yeah, I think for the Packers' sake, they really need to get this done to get him off the books as good or as low dollar as they possibly can.
Yeah.
I mean, this has drug on way too long.
He's hijacked
So many NFL drafts with
so many drafts.
it's
With the beginning of, oh, he's falling. Oh no. Packers.
watching him in the green room, and then was it last year or the year before?
Year before,
and then when Jordan Love, all the complaining, and
he's just a diva.
yeah, I'm sure there's a handful of Packers fans out there that want it behind them. I can't imagine any Jets fan being excited, but I guess stranger things have happened.
Yes.
All right. We got plenty of dogs barking in the background. Our apologies if that's causing any interruption, but they're probably excited about a turkey running around in the yard or something.
Yes.
So with that, we will get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. We are Chargers Outside Zone. We try to have a podcast up every Tuesday and Saturday. If you can find us on Twitter at LAC Outside Zone, give us a follow. On YouTube, we're Chargers Outside Zone. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, notification bell. We have a website, chargersoutsidezone.com, and email us at chargersoutsidezone@gmail.com. And with that,
we'll see you after the draft.
definitely enjoy Thursday night, round 1 of the NFL draft. It's going to be awesome.
We're going to enjoy it as well.
Most definitely. Take care. Bye.